Welcome back to Copenhagen Blue. If you've made it this far, you're on the final video of putting in cradle mounts. Now there's a lot of work that's gone into this so far. Apologize if I've dragged it out a little bit. I just didn't want to overload one video with tons of content, but there is a lot in this video to take in. We're going to rebuild the front brackets for the cradle, and then we're going to put all the suspension stuff back on that we took apart, along with putting in some new parts, hub, control arms, sway bar links, whatnot. But let me show you what we're working with. So here's our replacement cradle that I got from the junkyard. It's a little bit rusty on the welded areas, but it's nice and solid. So probably sand it a little bit and throw some paint on it. It's only got to last a couple of years anyway. One of the only areas of concern is this power steering bracket. It's a little bent, but we'll bend that back. And then they did use a blowtorch to get the bolt out, so we have to fix that as well. One thing that I really need to fix, obviously, like I mentioned, they torched this. Obviously, they got that bolt really hot to get it to let go. They probably turned it into a pile of goo, which in turn melted this. We're going to cut this off. I have a little bit of metal. I'll put just a piece in here that we can weld in just to give it a little bit of support. I'm sure that this would be okay the way it is, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. I've got a little template cut here. It's nothing special, but it's just a little piece. Kind of fits in this void here. I think we might have to end up double stacking this just because of how the metal that I'm using is thin. But we're going to weld that in, which will probably be really ugly because, you know, my welding is ugly. But it's form over function. So here we go. Instead of trying to stack another plate on it, I just built up more welds, and I'm gonna drill out that hole. At least it's pretty flush with what it needs to be. Is it the prettiest thing? No. But does it get the job done? Sure. Painted black, and I mean, it's there, so at least the bolt will sit on it flush. That's all I really wanted to accomplish. Here are our crap mounts. You can see how they are. And I've kind of gutted it out a little bit, but I am going to cut and grind and put in a new piece. We're going to use a piece of 2x2 that's about 4 inches long, 2 inches wide, 2 inches tall, obviously, because it's square, and that will fill that gap pretty much perfectly. Now to do this, I've measured out 4 inches of this 2x2 tubing, and this is steel. I'm not sure how thick that is, but that's probably 1/4 inch, I would say. It's strong enough that it should be better than the thin crap that was holding the car together before. Well, my cutting skills are not perfect. You can see I made more of a spring or a crinkly french fry than anything, but I'm going to break that off and we'll grind that down, make it nice and smooth, and take off all the edges, where that gives us our 4-inch piece of 2x2 tubing. With a little bit of sanding, all the burrs are gone and she's nice and clean. Now, what we need to do, that was aggressive. What we need to do next is we're gonna cut, and we need to cut a straight line all the way around. If I can get it pretty close here, I think I might, just so I have a guidance of where I wanna put it. But we're going to cut out all that nasty, rusty metal, and then that'll give room for our 2x2 to fit right in there. Well, I ran into a problem. The cutting wheel is actually too big for the space we have between the transmission, and there's not a lot I can do about that. I could try and raise the transmission up more, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But what I'm going to try and do is maybe get the Sawzall and try and cut with my Sawzall and see if I can go across. Once we clean this up, we'll be able to put this tubing here and we'll weld it up. We have to clean a lot of this stuff up here first, but then once we put this up, we can weld it up, put our cradle back, We're going to drill a hole. Like I said, we'll put that bolt in, tack it in, and I mean, we'll be in business. Well, is it anywhere near as clean as it needs to be? Probably not, but I'm going to cut some more of this out here, and hopefully we can get the 2x2 just to sit up here nicely and tack it in. I have said it once, I will say it again, I am not a great welder, but I think this is pretty solid. And a little bit of I did a gusset over here to connect this because I cut a little too deep, and then I did another one here. I did have a little bit of blow through because of some rust up there, but all in all, it's pretty solid. We need to go and do the front still, and then the inside, but I should be able to finish that up, and then we'll be able to run the bolt up through the bottom. I took a pen, and since the cradle is bolted in on the back side, it's lined up here on the front, I can just mark the circle here where I need to drill a hole in the bottom of the 2x2 now that it's all welded up, put the bolt up through the bottom, put the nut in here, and we'll be in business. And just like that, I have the other gusset done. I think it should be strong enough even with my ugly welds, because I mean, both sides, front, back, everything is pretty strong. There's the other side. I was able to use some of the original sheet metal that I had instead of just one gusset, but I think everything's solid enough. I drilled the holes. I have the bolts hanging there where they're going to go. All right, we're going to throw in a couple coats of black, and just something to protect it. I mean, this could rust out in a couple of years, who knows, but if I don't protect it, I'm just hurting myself. Well, as I get things going back together, I do have a problem. I have some corrosion on my sway bar here. I thought this was just like rubber. Turns out it's actually corrosion and kind of mixed with rubber, but I'm going to grind this down so that way our sway bar is nice and clean. Well, with a little bit of filing and a little bit of paint, I think it'll do what it's supposed to do. Throw it back in the car. Just like that, we have our painted cradle, which I had some kind of bronze paint left over. Figured I'd throw something on there just to protect it. We also have our sway bar in here over our tie rod ends and over our output shaft for the rear drive shaft. Everything should be ready just to go back up. We have our holes drilled here. We're gonna put our bolts up and tighten everything down and start putting it back together. We're going to put a little anti-seize on our threads here, just because the whole theme of pretty much what we were doing to begin with was corrosion. So might as well try and do what we can to prevent it, even though I believe these are zinc coated bolts. Hopefully it presents against corrosion for a while, but better safe than sorry, right? Well, I've got the front and the rear motor mount bolts in. We're going to drop the bar at the top and release the tension on the motor so everything can settle in, and then we'll torque down the bolts on the bushings. So we don't have any issues. Everything seems to be fairly happy. This is the first time that the Saturn has actually supported its own engine in the better part of like a month, but we'll finish getting all the suspension on. I wanted to touch really quickly while we get ready to assemble everything. We have our old knuckle here. If you remember, we had the bearing that we had to get out of here. You can see how much somebody's had to beat on this in the past to get the hub assembly separated from the knuckle. I've always used anti-seize and I've not had a big issue. It's kind of like a maintenance item on these cars. You just have to expect you're going to do it like every 30,000 miles. But I'm going to clean this up and we're going to put the new hub assembly in here, and then I'm going to run a quick overview of just putting everything together so you can see what we've done for what we undid, so we can redo what we undid, so we can put everything back together that we took apart, in case you missed it. But here we go. Well, this thing is pretty corroded in here, so The brush is just eating up a lot of this oxidation, and you know, I'm not going to be able to make it perfect. I'm going to end up losing too much metal if I do. But you can see here, when we grab our new hub assembly, it fits in nicely. Use a little anti-seize just around that area there in case there's any contact, but we'll be able to bolt this in and we'll be in good shape. Well, here's what we've gotten so far. We have our hub assembly on, we have our knuckle, we have all of our bolts tight. We still have to load the suspension up with a jack, and then we can torque down our rear control arm bolt and our front control arm. We do need to put a cotter pin in our lower control arm and in our tie rod end, but everything else is put together, and then the last step is brakes. Time to throw some rotors and pads on, get this thing ready to stop. You know, it seems like just yesterday I was excited / dreading this job, and now it's done. Lower control arms, sway bar links, sway bar bushings, front subframe mounts, which was the whole point of doing all of this. New brakes, a wheel hub, but it's kind of bittersweet. But at the same time, I'm really excited because it means that the Saturn is going to be on the road for at least a while longer. I have some rust in the back I need to fix. I left it up like this because I need to take out the drive shaft and try and replace the center support bearing, which is a whole nother video. But here we are. Let's take a look at the final product. It all came together pretty good. I put the splash shields back on. You can see here we have our front mounts done. Everything looks really good. It's all torqued down. Front mounts, I think, were 110 foot-pounds. Got the control arms in. Come around, we've got the sway bar bushings in. Everything. It's all done, ready to rock.